showers across the area, including flood advisories. That's going to be from Fayette County all the way to Liberty County. I'll let you know what to expect and when the rain finally moves out. Rainfall, any rain you're getting, that's going to make roads extremely slow going. We've got a lot happening out here on the radar, so I'm going to take us from our northern counties, then work our way down towards the coast. You can see the farther north you go, those warmer colors, the yellow, orange, even some red. The warmer the color, the heavier the downpour. College Station seeing a pretty moderate rainfall there. And then we've got flood advisories from Fayette County continuously all the way to Liberty County. These go anywhere from 12:30 until 12:45. And what's not helping is this soaking rainfall continuing to come down. Now, these showers are going to be continuing as we head through the next several hours. You'll notice here in Houston, we've got that light green color, meaning the rainfall not particularly heavy, but it is steady, which is why we're going to continue to see problems on the roads. And then for our far coastal areas, you can see on the far west end of Galveston, starting to see some heavier storms move on shore. And if we take a farther look out, you'll notice a lot of thunderstorms over the Gulf. This is going to continue to bring rain chances into the afternoon. Our flood threat with us through Wednesday afternoon. But Brittany, Andy, I've got more on our full forecast and when the rain moves out coming up.
All right, we'll be
Prediction Center really increasing that within the last 20 minutes. I want to show you, they have now put an incredible over a foot of rainfall, and the problem is more rain is coming through the day today and tomorrow. And here in Houston, when we get a lot of rain, that funnels out through our bayous. The problem is when we're talking about areas closer to the Big Bend, there's hills. That's going to funnel the water down. That can lead to runoff. Rapidly rising water is going to be the threat today. So if you've got family west of San Antonio, keep a close eye on them today. There is certainly an elevated flood risk. And here in Houston, we also have a flood threat, but ours is a level 2 on a scale of 4. Still something to take seriously, but not near as high as what they have in the hill country. In fact, as we head through the day today, we're going to continue to be tracking rain coming down. You can see on the Southwest Freeway here in Sharpstown, conditions are moving slow, and I expect that through the rest of the day today, whether or not rain is coming down. It's been so wet that the roads are going to be wet. So plan on extra time for driving. Rainfall accumulations just over the last 6 hours. You'll notice so far this morning, it's mainly going to be locations north of Houston. That's where they've seen 1 to 4 inches, which is why right now we've got flood advisories in place stretching all the way from Fayette County through Washington County. You can see Montgomery County all the way to Liberty County. Those flood advisories in place between 12:30 and 12:45 because we've seen several inches and the rain is still coming down. Right now, you'll notice the heaviest of the rainfall, more moderate if we're being frank. That's going to be from Colorado County all the way up towards Huntsville. The warmer the color, the heavier the rainfall. But really, over the last few hours, things have been tapering down. The problem is that steady rain means things are not able to drain. Down towards the south, you can see one thunderstorm in far northern Wharton County, another storm out by the coast. And as we head through the rest of the day today, a lot of those rain showers should be decreasing in coverage, but you can still see an isolated shower or thunderstorm. But for most of us, this morning was the wet part of the day into the afternoon, dodging hit or miss thunderstorms. But I'll tell you what, we're going to continue to see a flood threat tomorrow. By Thursday, things start to move out. For the day today, we had moderate and even heavy rain showers this morning, especially north of Houston. Right now, we're just left with some lingering showers. You can see from Chambers County through Harris County. It is consistent, it's steady, but thankfully it is incredibly light. Here's the problem. It doesn't take really much rainfall at all to have issues on the roads. So as you're heading out the door this afternoon, plan on a bit of extra time for driving. Through the day today, we have seen an increased numbers of traffic accidents. As we head through the rest of the afternoon, we're not totally in the clear. It's not out of the question that we can see some pop-up showers or storms, especially south of I-10, where we didn't see as much rainfall today. And as we head through the overnight hours, mainly light showers. Now, into the day tomorrow, once again, we've got another flood threat. Instead of seeing rainfall for everybody, our 100% chance we saw today, tomorrow looking more like a 60 60% chance, but anywhere that we do see the rainfall is going to bring with it the possibility of heavy downpours that could lead to additional flooding. That's why we're going to be closely monitoring the radar as we head through the day on Wednesday, but things start to change as we go into Thursday. Andy, I've got more details on a sizzling hot weekend forecast coming up.
All right, Karen.
Today, you'll notice most of the heavier rain was well to the north of Houston. We had anywhere from 1 to 3 inches of rain as we went through the day today, and now we're actually seeing much more quiet conditions out there. In fact, Storm Tracker 2 radar not seeing a tremendous amount of activity. We've got some light, steady rain showers from Chambers County up through Liberty, Harris, really west side of town, all the way from Katy up to 90. But none of these showers should be causing too many problems when it comes to flooding. The main concern is going to be wet roads, especially Katy Freeway 290 and really the west side of the Beltway there. That's where we have the most steady rain, and you should certainly plan on extra time for driving. Even if the rain is light, we often do see more accidents. Okay, so the rain is light right now, and it does look a little bit dreary outside. You can see we've got overcast skies out there. We've got high humidity. But let me tell you, other than that, this is actually shaping up to be not too bad of an afternoon, especially for July standards this time of year. We can easily hit the mid to upper 90s, triple-digit heat. That's what we've seen the last several summers. Right now, 77 degrees at 3 o'clock in the middle of July. Not too bad. Just know that it is a bit humid. You might get some sprinkles, and it's cloudy. Other than that, I actually think it's going to be a very nice afternoon. Future Track will show the possibility of an isolated shower or heavier downpour as we head through the rest of the day today, but most of us really enjoying a nicer afternoon because of the cooler temperatures. You'll notice as we get into the day tomorrow, once again, a very busy pattern. You're going to see thunderstorms possible for that morning commute, and then on and off as we head into the early afternoon as well. Just like today, any one of these storms is going to be tapping into tropical moisture. That's going to allow a quick several inches of rainfall possible, which is why as we head through the day tomorrow, once again, we have a medium flood threat. That's a level 2 on a scale of 4. But into the day on Thursday, everything starts to shift to the west. Things are where the threshold for flooding. Today, we didn't see quite as much here in Houston, but look at areas north of town. In fact, you can see that's where Splendora is. It's in that bullseye, over 6 inches of rain within the last 12 hours. Several spots north of town, really anywhere from 2 to 6 inches of rain. And that's why we're going to continue to monitor the threat for flooding. Right now on our Storm Tracker 2 radar, if we put this in motion over the last hour, you can see not a tremendous amount of activity, but that light green indicating a steady, constant rainfall. That's going to be making our road slick, and it is going to make it a bit slow going if you are heading out from work right now. Otherwise, live look outside, you can see we've got mostly cloudy conditions. I actually think it's shaping up to be a rather nice afternoon. Yes, there's some sprinkles. Yes, it's humid, but we are in mid-July. It is 4 p.m. in the afternoon, and everybody is sitting in the upper 70s, lower 80s. This time of year, this is usually our morning low temperature. So when you've got an afternoon in the mid-70s, try to get out and enjoy it, because as we go into the weekend, we're going to see those temperatures climb back to near 100 degrees. But Lisa, Joel, much more in our full forecast coming up.
See you soon for that, Carolyn. Rain today, which is nice, but we're not out of the woods yet, right?
Not out of the woods yet. We certainly do have another flood threat tomorrow, but for this evening, a little bit of reprieve.
We'll take it.
It's humid, it's cloudy, but it's dry, and temperatures are a lot cooler than you're ever really going to see this time of year. So personally, I think it's because we've got overcast conditions, a few sprinkles out there, but look at these temperatures. Earlier this month, we were starting some of our days with low temperatures right at 80. It is 4:17 in the afternoon, and right now it's 78 here in Houston, 76 in Tomball. This time of year, we are not guaranteed any 70s, especially in the afternoon. So if you like weather that's slightly cooler in quotes, today would be a great day to get outside. I will warn you though, we are still tracking some of those light rain showers. You can see it from Houston over towards the west. That steady downpour there certainly going to be continuing over the next several hours. Those not a big concern, but where we're going to be watching for the potential for problems, that's going to be as we get into the day on Wednesday. It'll be very similar to what we saw today, but slightly less widespread. You'll notice 5 a.m. in the morning, seeing the possibility of some of those thunderstorms, which means that morning commute might be slow going. Certainly plan on a bit of extra time. Anywhere that sees a thunderstorm can quickly get several inches. And because we've seen so much rainfall this week, a lot of our soil's already saturated. It's not going to take very much to see additional flooding and runoff. That's why we're urging you extra time on the roads as we head into the day on Wednesday. Once again into the afternoon, some of those storms will start to break up, and then it looks like our afternoon will start to dry out. Now, that drying trend is going to stay with us as we head into Thursday. Take a look at the flood threat as we go into the day tomorrow. Still going to be a level 2 on a scale of 4. Into the day on Thursday, though, everything pushes out to the west. That means here in Houston, finally going to dry out, but I'll tell you what, when the rain moves out, it's taking the cooler temperatures and commute, so please plan on extra time for driving. In fact, right now, this is the best the Southwest Freeway has looked in well over a day here. We're finally seeing roads dry out just a tad, and hopefully that water is able to recede. Our soil is able to dry out just a bit before more rain starts to push in tomorrow. Now, right now, we still do have some very light rain showers out there, especially out in Waller County. In fact, that's where we have our heaviest little pocket just to the south of Hempstead near Pine Island. If we put this in motion over the last hour, you can see a nice little downpour right by the Buc-ee's there on 290. Otherwise, we are dealing with mostly dry conditions. As for our temperatures, exceptionally comfortable. 75 in Brenham, 78 here in Houston, 81 in Galveston. And as we head through the rest of the evening, take the dog on a long walk. This is going to be a good one. Temperatures staying in the upper 70s, but Lisa, Joel, a lot of changes coming. I've got your full forecast coming up.
Okay, Caroline, thank you.
One desperately.
Yeah.
And it annoys the other one on accident, but I don't think it's on purpose.
Probably is,
Felines, though, I
cats.
wonder how.
Gotta wonder. I'll tell you what, the animals are probably loving today because the rain is pushed out. There's
Yeah.
no thunder for the rest of the
That's good,
afternoon.
yeah.
And the temperatures are finally more comfortable.
Nice.
Nice.
So at least for my dog, we've been having really short dog park visits, but not today.
Good.
This afternoon, we're going to the dog park, and it's going to be really lovely out there. Let me show you what it looks like, and on air and online. But when we've got cloud cover and temperatures in the 70s, really not too bad for mid-July. A live look outside, you can see traffic moving smoothly, roads no longer wet. First time in about 36 hours we've really been able to say that. Storm Tracker 2 radar is still showing some of those light rain showers for a few spots. You can notice Mont Bellevue down towards the bay. If we put this in motion over the last hours, tracking a few showers there. And then west of Houston, a lot of those showers have been dissipating, but still hanging on to a bit of rainfall from Katy all the way up towards Hempstead, Brenham, over towards Burton and Carmine, a few downpours, but nothing too heavy. This is just going to be a light, steady rainfall. Future track as we head through the rest of this evening, showing the possibility for more showers tonight. Nothing is expected to be too rowdy, but then once we get into early Wednesday morning, that's when the thunderstorm chances ramp right back up. 5 a.m. in the morning, starting to see some of those downpours. Similar to what we saw today, any rainfall can quickly drop several inches of rain, and because we've seen so much, more flood advisories certainly are going to be expected. Even as we head into the afternoon, more downpours expected before things taper off. So not going to be a washout, but more thunderstorms that are bringing with it a flash flood risk. Tomorrow, it's a level 2 on a scale of 4. Plan on extra time for driving, and know that tomorrow is going to be the last day I say that, because once we get to Thursday, the flood risk shifts off towards the west. And then look at this into the rest of the week.